To eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. A hearing was held today in Bell County for Erica Lawson, the mother charged with murder in the death of her 17-month-old child nearly 6 months ago. Lawson's attorneys say the death penalty should not be an option if she is convicted. WYMT's Jack Demler has the latest.
As an investigation is still taking place around the death of 17-month-old Elena Hembry, Erica Lawson's legal team filed a motion seeking to dismiss the death penalty as an option. But Commonwealth's attorney Lisa Fugate says they have not had enough time to respond to the motion.
That motion was untimely filed. The local rules in Bell County actually require 7 days notice for that. That motion was electronically filed, was not accepted until Friday. It was originally filed late Thursday, I think around 4:35 p.m. The office was already closed.
During a hearing on Monday, the Commonwealth asked for 20 days to respond to the motion, to which Lawson's legal team asked to have 20 days of their own to respond to the Commonwealth. Nearly 6 months after the death of 17-month-old baby Elena Hembry, Bell County Circuit Judge Keith Nagel is pushing back the motion to dismiss or strike the death penalty of Erica Lawson to March 20th. Fugate says she is pleased with the judge's ruling.
And the Commonwealth absolutely wants to respond to that. There's many things attached to that are just completely misleading about this case.
In a statement sent to WYMT, Lawson's attorney Greg Colson says the case has become a circus and asked the community to be confident that the real facts of the case will come out. The Commonwealth has until February 17th to respond to the motion to dismiss the death penalty, to which the defense will have until March 8th to respond to the Commonwealth. In Bell County, Jack Demler, WYMT Mountain News.
Along with the motion to dismiss the death penalty as a sentencing option, the defense filed a motion for an independent review of the evidence in the case. The judge ruled while they can do that, the holder of the evidence will be present. Authorities in western Kentucky take a man into custody for allegedly killing the mother of his child. 42-year-old Byron Black was arrested Monday afternoon. Kentucky State Police had a warrant for Black in connection to the murder of Kelly Black. That's when he and his 5-year-old daughter Leila disappeared. Kelly Black's body was found Sunday. An Amber Alert was issued for Leila, who police believed was with her father when they vanished. When officers caught up to the pair, the child was located safely and the Amber Alert was canceled.
We are tracking some cool and calm weather across the mountains as we close out your Monday. Let's go to satellite and radar. And as you can see, we are dry tonight and we are tracking a little bit of a breakup in those clouds as we go into late tonight, also early on Tuesday. Those current temperatures are close to freezing for most of us, in the middle to upper 30s, below freezing in Wise, down to 30, 34 in Hazard, also Pikeville, 36 in London, and 37 for Manchester, also Harlan at this hour. And once again, we stay dry and cool as we go into tonight. Those lows in the upper 20s and lower 30s as you wake up on Tuesday. So be sure to grab the jacket as you wake up and walk out the door. Those high temperatures on Tuesday are back to near average in the middle to upper 40s and possibly a few lower 50s. But we're also tracking some more rain chances on Tuesday, but some improvements on the way by Thursday, Friday. More sunshine back in the forecast. All those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Cameron, thank you. Hundreds of people in eastern Kentucky are still struggling with their water service. In Perry County, some people say they've been without water for 2 weeks now. The problems could be helped with infrastructure improvements that are slow in development. A new water plant in Buckhorn has been approved, but the project hasn't started yet because of requirements and regulations. Senator Brandon Smith says he would be in favor of an emergency clause within these projects that could bypass some restrictions to move them along faster. Some folks living in Harlan County are still without water after several days. Officials have been working to restore it throughout the county, and they have in some places. Judge Executive Dan Mosley says those using the city of Everett's water system are still without. He says they've been distributing water to those in need. Mosley says they have also increased the cap on how much water can be distributed.
Because of the outage, has lasted longer than a week. Typically, 3 gallons per household is what is given, but because that has now reached its 8th day, that cap has been changed to 3 gallons per person per household. And folks at the distribution location is aware of that.
Mosley says if you do not know where to get water, to contact his office or the Office of Harlan County Emergency Management. 2 state senators filed a bill to address the ongoing bus driver shortages. State Senators David Yates and Robin Webb filed Senate Bill 92 today. The bill aims to tackle student transportation challenges statewide by allowing the use of non-school bus vehicles for flexible student transportation. They say the bill is designed to enhance efficiency, save districts money, improve student safety, and minimize the time students spend on buses each day.
We have a huge shortage of CDL drivers. We do not have, we're losing bus drivers, even those that have CDL, we're losing them to other, whether it's trucking companies and other things. And so they're saying by giving us another tool where we can transport kids without the CDL qualification, will make things faster, more efficient, and safer.
The Kentucky Department of Education will still require safety training. Conversations continue around a controversial bill that promises to reduce crime rates in Kentucky, but many organizations fear the Safer Kentucky Act will criminalize homelessness in the process. Grayson Passmore heard from some of these groups as House Bill 5 sits in the Senate awaiting its fate.
The potential for stigma and dehumanization is there.
The controversial and wide-sweeping anti-crime House Bill 5 passed through to the Senate. The Safer Kentucky Act would rewrite much of the state's criminal code, including allowing police to fine and arrest homeless people for what it calls unlawful camping. Democrats backed a floor motion on Thursday to cut the public homelessness sections, but the attempt was defeated, leaving language that worries some, like Adrienne Bush, the executive director of the Homeless and Housing Coalition of Kentucky.
That some of the folks who are experiencing unsheltered homelessness are victims of domestic violence. They may be veterans. They may be families with children. It is, and if that is who we are wanting to support, this legislation as it's currently drafted will do none of those things.
The bill would also add to the state's Stand Your Ground law, giving property owners the ability to confront illegal campers with a gun or other force and not face consequences.
And it really does come down to whether we treat people like human beings or not.
As amended, the bill would allow Kentuckians to sleep in vehicles in public for up to 12 hours, which previously wasn't allowed at all. If passed in the Senate, the bill will land on Governor Andy Beshear's desk.
And trying to tailor the right type of approach that truly helps some people that might be in crisis, where some assistance could lift them up, as well as ensuring, though, that we're ultimately keeping the public safe.
In Frankfort, Grayson Passmore, WKYT.
HB 5 also proposes a 3-strike law that would require those convicted of their 3rd violent felony to be sentenced to life without probation or parole. Republican lawmakers in favor of the bill say the measure looks to reduce violent crime and increase penalties. The ACLU of Kentucky held a virtual conference tonight where they asked for help pushing back on what they call harmful legislation. It is a project 50 years in the making, and today Governor Beshear gave an update on the expansion of the Mountain Parkway. He hopes to have it completed before his 2nd term as governor ends. Right now, crews from Wolf to Magoffin counties are working to expand the 2 lanes of the parkway to 4. And this will eventually, of course, go all the way to Prestonsburg. Governor Beshear says it's an exciting time for people in that area.
Right now, 100% of this project is either completed, under construction, or under contract. The first time we've ever been able to say that about the 4-laning of the Mountain Parkway.
Governor Beshear says Bizac Construction, an Eastern Kentucky company, will finish the 4-lane project, and that is important to the people of Eastern Kentucky and the Commonwealth. A petition to name Paintsville Lake State Park after country music legend Loretta Lynn now has around 26,000 signatures. WEKU reports State Senator Robin Webb, who is a distant cousin of the legendary country music singer, continues her efforts to build public support. Lynn grew up in Butcher Holler, which is about 15 miles from the park. The region is also home to many other country music artists like Tyler Childers and Chris Stapleton, and Webb thinks the area should take advantage of that. One Floyd County native is bringing his band to the Mountain Arts Center next month. Josh Barton has been making music for decades. Now he's working with a group of talented musicians through the band Woodbox Heroes. The band had its original debut at the MAC before hitting the Grand Ole Opry stage last year. Now they're coming back to the place where it all started.
That's really all that I'm really trying to do, is to bring good music and a good experience to my kinfolk here in Eastern Kentucky.
The concert is February 24th. You can find more details and a link for tickets on our website. Coming up on Mountain News at 11, White House officials say the U.S. is not looking for a broader conflict in the Middle East following a drone attack in Jordan that killed 3 American troops.
Plus, we are tracking some more rain chances tomorrow. Your first alert forecast after this break.